Hello everybody, this is the second part of my tutorial on list editing controls. In the last tutorial we ended with just displaying checkboxes and making sure that we can check them and uncheck them. Uh, Today we would like to add one control here right above the list which shows a delete button, and we want to toggle that control and these checkboxes using the edit button. Right now our edit button doesn't do anything. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is uh, we want to add a property called edit mode and set that to false. What edit mode tells us, as you remember from our last tutorial, is it tells us whether we are in the edit mode or not. This is being set here. So if this dot state dot edit, if not this dot state dot edit mode, we are not in the edit mode and we're gonna switch to it. Otherwise we are already in the edit mode and we are going to go back to normal. We need to animate two things. One is we need to add a control that has a simple delete button. So let's just do that by adding a view on top here, a button. Let's make that small and transparent. Text that says delete and button. What this should do is it should just display a very simple bar with a button. So let's see if that works. Yes, it does. I have added some styles before the beginning of this tutorial, which styles this view so that it looks better. It has, it'll have a border. It'll have all the items in the view will be aligned in the middle. So let's just add that style to this styles dot control styles, and that makes this more presentable. Now we want now we want the when we press the edit button, this control shows up and these checkboxes hide. So let's first show this view. For that, what we need to do is we need to add animated from the React Native library. What this will allow is that it will allow us to animate these, pretty much all kinds of animation that is done in React Native is used with this animated library. So what we will do is we will change this view to an animated dot view, and we will change these styles uh, to and we will add opacity and height. So once these two things are initialized with opacity 0 and height 0, this bar is hidden. So let's just save that and see how that goes. Yeah, so this bar is hidden if opacity and height is 0. We want to animate these two properties, so we will add two state properties to it. This dot state dot control opacity, and the height will be this dot state dot control height. And let's add these two properties in our constructor so that they're initialized properly. Control height. This will be a special kind of variable. It will be a new animated dot value which will be initialized to 0. We will animate it to 40 when the edit button is pressed. And control opacity, which is new animated dot value, also 0. And on tapping the edit mode button, we will create this animation. So animated dot sequence, it's a sequence of animations. The animated dot parallel, right now the sequence only has one set of parallel animations. And animated dot timing, it's a linear animation of this dot state dot control opacity, which changes from 0 to value 1 in 300 milliseconds. The second thing we want to do is animated dot timing this dot state dot control height, which we need to change to value 40 within the same duration. Uh, if we do that, it will not animate anything because, as you can see, it's not animating anything because we didn't start the animation. So that's all we need to do to start animating these objects. Yep, that's it. We want the edit button to hide this control, so we'll just reverse this animation in the else here and make the value 0 and the value of the height to 0 as well. So let's see. So as you can see, tapping this button toggles the delete bar here. We also want to show and hide these checkboxes, and in a similar way we will change the opacity to 0 or 1 and change the width of this control to 0 and between 0 and 20. For that, let's add this. We can just reuse the opacity property for the checkboxes. We can add control width, new animated dot value starts at 0. Let's add this animation here. Control width becomes 20, and here animated dot value. Just copy it. This value is reversed and becomes 0. Um, and we will wrap our checkbox, which is in every row. We will wrap that in another animated dot view style opacity, this dot state dot control opacity, which is being animated, and width, this dot state dot control width, and wrap the checkbox in animated dot view. So oh sorry, we have to use double curly brackets if you want to specify the stat property. So let's just save that and reload this. Yes, as you can see, by default our opacity is 0 and our width is 0, so these checkboxes don't show, and therefore what we will do is we will animate these values from 0 to 1 and the width from 0 to 20, and the edit button should show both this bar and the checkbox, and yes, it does. Checkboxes are checked and the edit dismisses these two things. So with this we have a very simple list control with editing. The edit button shows the checkboxes and the delete toolbar, and it shows it in an animated way because it's better, instead of just popping those controls up, it's better to animate them into view. And that's all you need to do. It's a very simple sequence of animations that are running in parallel, and you can use this sequence and parallel animation methods to do a lot more with your user interface. And that is the end of my tutorial. I hope you find it useful. And please leave any comments, or if you have any questions, do let me know. And please subscribe to my channel. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye.